Welcome to Deep Thought, choosing your reality. Now, I'm going to do something interesting this week based off a recent webinar that I hosted. I just hosted, but the presentation was by a young brother. I'll go by his stage name, Evoking, on here. And he presented some powerful stuff. This young brother is powerful. And there were three things I wanted to make a commentary on to present to y'all because they stopped me. See, understand something. As I say, I'm not a guru on top of the mountain. I'm climbing up the mountain with you. Like some of y'all got to shout to get to me. Some of y'all can just talk normal. Some of y'all can just whisper in my ear. But we all climbing together. So even though he's a young man, he has wisdom beyond his years. So the first thing is, he talked about choosing your reality. Now, it's a thing that even I have said about creating your reality, but he provided another perspective on that. It's not so much you create your reality, you just choose your reality. As he pointed out in his presentation, the reality is already there. Truth is already there. The situation is already there. It's static. But the issue is, how do we choose? What reality do we choose to live by? Do we choose? And now let me put my presentation on that. Let me put my stamp on that. Are you choosing to live a poverty reality, a poverty consciousness where you're struggling and everything? Or are you choosing a reality where you have an abundance of everything? That's where the choice comes in. That's when you choosing to live that. When you're dealing with the opposite sex, because let's be real, I'll just say this, because y'all know how I go on tangents on here, because I'm just flowing. Relationships are a spiritual thing because they're a path for growth. So that's the importance of them, no matter what. It's deeper than just going on a date with somebody, but how you relate to people. That's where you either grow or you go the other direction. But that's still a reality to choose. Are you going to choose a reality where you constantly struggling with members of the opposite sex? Or are you going to choose one where you have great relationships? All those choices are within you. Understand something, and this is regardless of which deity that you follow, which system that you follow. Choice is the one thing that's not taken from you. Choice is always what you want to do with your life. Indeed, there's a fiction book. I always get those terms mixed up sometimes. There's a fiction book that I wrote. It's called Starting from Zero. And an important piece in the book is that the main character had to make a choice about how he wanted to live life. Is he going in one direction or is he going to go in the other? And that's the whole theme of the book. Where is he going to go? Where are you going to live? What things are you going to do in your life? A few weeks ago, you remember I talked about this movie, Destined. It was about, the storyline was in two parallel universes. Basically they had it based off an incident that took the man's life in a different direction, but he still had a choice. See, one thing, no matter what happens to you, you still have a choice how you're going to respond to it. I give you an example, using a relationship example again. All right, say you're a man and a woman breaks up from you, real bad breakup. In fact, let's add some stuff to it. She can just break up with you. She broke up with you, left you for your best friend. She took money from you. She either stole money from you, or if y'all are married, she hit you up for like that support, everything. I mean, shoot, she could have burned your clothes. Hey, shoot, add some stuff in there. She did all this bad stuff. I mean, she purposely tried to leave you in the dirt. Purposely tried to mess you up. Now, people will say, some people say she did all of that. Now, one guy, he could choose just to embrace all that. She did all this. I'm terrible. Believe all the things she said about him, right? That's the reality that one guy is choosing, and it will leave him in a terrible place. Indeed, there have been plenty of men who've killed themselves over it. Killed themselves and the woman. Plenty of men who their lives just went terrible after that woman left them. But ultimately, that wasn't because the women left them. They made that choice to choose that reality. Now, let's do another thing. The exact same situation. In fact, you can add some worse stuff to it. Okay, the woman rose from him for his best friend. She takes money from him, leaves him in the dirt. But instead of choosing the reality of going forward and just having a terrible life, that dude sit down and say, you know what? I'm going to write a song about this. I'm going to write a song about this. Or, you know what? Okay, she did all of that. I'm going to choose to prove that she was wrong. I'm going to choose to prove she was wrong. Or I'm going to write a book. I'm going to do something positive. And all of a sudden, that dude make $1 million. He make $1 million based off that story, or he started doing, okay, let me, okay, now the song, but he writes a book about it. And he writes a book about how, it was bad and everything, and how he, got over it. He puts the book out. The book's a bestseller. He started making $1 million. He make the speaking circuit. He makes some TV shows. Shoot, somebody offers him a talk show based on helping other people doing it. And then on top of all that, he meets a woman who's generally good for him. He chose that reality. Every single moment comes down to a single choice. Everybody can choose how they want to live. They can make a decision. I'm going to tell you something now. And that's why I like this brother's perspective, because there's plenty of times I could have made a choice and just fell to the earth. There's plenty of stuff. My life wasn't perfect. Nobody's life is. Then there were plenty of occasions in my life I could have chose a different path. I could have made the choice of a different path, right? I could have chose something, but I could have chose something that y'all wouldn't be hearing me now, but I chose a path to go forward, and life is great now. Life is great. And, I've chose this reality. This is how I'm going to live, And that's what every person has to do. Because the reality is already there. The possibilities are always there. Every single moment you have, there are literally millions of possibilities of what could happen by your choice from that moment. Because once you make one choice and then another choice come in, boom, boom, boom. And there's so many possibilities. You're making a choice all the time. I'm making a choice to record this at a certain time when I could have did it another time. In fact, I made a choice not to record it at a certain time. And you know what? Had a great night's sleep. Great night's sleep. Deep sleep. And then, recorded at this time. I'm recording it in the morning. And, it's just feeling good. I'm like, man, I got all this to do. Just got a lot of energy. So many things can happen. But the thing is, you have to choose your reality. You have to choose your reality. So that's something for everyone to think about. Choose. As I said in my book, Starting from Zero, choose. I have a whole section, the choice. Choose your reality. Think on this, everyone. And I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.